Some betrayals cut so deep that even if the person doesn't walk away, the bond will never be the same. This story is about someone who learned that truth too late. I used to think love could withstand anything, distance, arguments, even bad decisions. But I was wrong. There's one thing it can't survive. The moment you make the person who trusted you most see you as a stranger. My name is Emily, and I'm the one who destroyed the heart of the only man who ever truly loved me. His name was Ryan, and for years he was my world. We met when I was 23, freshly out of college and uncertain about my future. Ryan was 6 years older, already established as an architect. He had this calm confidence, this way of making me feel protected. He remembered the smallest things about me, my coffee order, the way I liked to fall asleep with a lamp on. He was steady, patient, and always there. For 4 years he was my anchor, and in return, I gave him promises of loyalty and love. I believed every word I said, until I didn't. It began so quietly, almost harmlessly. I started at a new marketing firm filled with young, ambitious people who loved going out after work. That's where Jason came in. He was witty, magnetic, and had this reckless energy that made every ordinary day feel like something more. We became friends. Or at least that's what I kept telling myself. But deep down, I knew I was enjoying his attention too much. Ryan never doubted me. He even joked when I mentioned Jason. "I hope he's not trying to steal you." I laughed, pretended it was absurd. But in truth, I liked the thrill, the way Jason looked at me. One late evening, after everyone else had left the office, Jason and I stayed behind to finish a project. We ordered food, shared a bottle of wine, and then it happened, a kiss. I pulled away instantly, calling it a mistake. But it was already too late. I had crossed a line, and there was no going back. For weeks, I carried that secret like a stone in my chest. I thought if I buried it, it would disappear. Instead, it poisoned everything. I snapped at Ryan over small things, avoided his gaze, invented excuses to stay late. He noticed. Of course he noticed. One night, while I cooked dinner, he asked softly, "Are you happy with me?" That should have been my chance to tell him. Instead, I smiled and lied, of course. But lies fester. And soon, I made an even bigger mistake. At our company's holiday party, champagne loosened my restraint. Jason and I ended up on the balcony, the city glowing beneath us. He leaned in, and this time I didn't resist. The kiss was longer, deliberate, and someone filmed it. The next day, Ryan came home early. His face was pale, his eyes unreadable. He didn't yell. He didn't ask questions. He just said quietly, "Someone sent me a video from your office party. You don't need to explain." I saw enough. I begged him to listen, told him I still loved him, that it was a stupid mistake, that it didn't mean anything. But broken trust doesn't bend to words. He just looked at me, and in that moment, I knew something had ended inside him. For days, he slept in the guest room. When he finally spoke, it wasn't with anger, it was with finality. He told me he'd found an apartment, and would be moving out by the end of the week. I cried, pleaded for counseling, a second chance. But he shook his head. I could forgive the kiss. But I can't forgive the lies that followed. That's what I can't come back from. That was when I realized, it wasn't just the act that ended us. It was the silence afterward, the days I chose deception instead of honesty. He left on a Thursday in the rain. I stood at the window as he carried the last box to his car. He didn't turn back. And I didn't stop him. Because I knew nothing I said could undo what I'd done. Almost a year has passed. I've dated since, tried to fill the void. But no one has felt like him. Sometimes I still see him around town. At the store, once in a coffee shop. We nod politely, strangers who once loved each other. The last time I saw him, he was with a new woman. She laughed at something he said, and he gave her that warm smile that used to belong to me. It didn't sting the way I thought it would. Instead, it was proof. Proof that he had moved on. And that the trust one shattered had found a home in someone else. If you're ever tempted to cross a line you know you shouldn't, remember this. Not everything can be repaired. You don't always get another chance. Sometimes the person who loves you most chooses themselves instead. And they're right to. I broke Ryan's trust, and that's a debt I can never repay. Some mistakes don't fade. They live with you. And for me, this is the one that will. Do you want me to rewrite this again? But this time from Ryan's perspective instead of Emily's?